Hey everybody, I'm Marlon. Welcome to the channel Chronic Pain Warriors United. We're really glad to have y'all here. Hope you're having a great beginning of the week, getting ready for Christmas. So real quick, I wanted to do a follow-up video, or somewhat of a follow-up video to the one yesterday, talking about how young people are having such a difficult time, along with so many other Americans, finding effective, proper pain management. And one of the things that people are doing, because they cannot get into their doctors, or if they can get into their doctors do not want to help them for whatever reason. With the younger people, it's just, you're too young, for whatever that means. Um, and a lot of these individuals, like myself, before I finally found the doctor to help me, wind up trying to self medicate on the black market. And I had several people from both Reddit, X, and other places say, hey Marlon, if you're going to mention that, please do a video or mention the dangers of harm reduction type steps and things like that. Now, I am going to go over the dangers of and what I did to try to eliminate them, but it cannot be done. I want to say that from the outset. The dangers cannot be eliminated. It is ridiculously, stupidly dangerous. It is a crime that Americans even have to do this because they cannot get their own pain properly managed. Now, for me personally, I went onto the black market after I was diagnosed with temporomandibular joint disorder, pretty bad case. I had surgery to try and correct it. It failed and left me in absolute agony every day of my life, 365 days a year, since then, since 2013. So from 2013, when I was 23 years old, all the way through 2020, 2021, I self-medicated on the black market. And then I got bad drugs. I was injured. I wound up taking, we don't even know what it was to this day, tainted with something that caused me to go into seizures and a medical coma, which the neurologist at the ER kept me in for about a day and a half. And I woke up approximately 2 days after I had the seizures and went into the coma in the ER. I very nearly died, and we have no idea what caused it to this day. And it was only after that that I finally started getting some help from the medical community. And even then, it was like pulling teeth. Now, the things that I was trying to do to keep the risk to me low was, one, I was ordering fentanyl test strips from different, there's 2 or 3 different places. I don't remember where I was getting mine right now, but you can get them all over the place. The problem is testing one part of your whatever you get, pills, whatever, and not all of it at once. Testing for fentanyl doesn't always work. It's not going to always be accurate because the stuff is so strong that the chocolate chip cookie theory does somewhat apply. I mean, you mix all this stuff up, you test this portion of it, and it's fine. But this portion over here can kill you. It's ridiculous, and the danger is just off the charts. And then, even if you are chemically sound, you know what you're doing, and you try and test for the things that could harm you, there are still other things in the drugs that you may never even know about, pills, whatever, that can't be tested for. The stuff that I got sick from that hurt me was sent off for microspectral analysis quite a while ago. And we have gotten nothing back. I don't know if we ever will. I mean, and that's going down to the micro level, you know? trying to do that type of testing or trying to test for things that can do that type of harm in your living room or with standard tests issued by the companies, it's just not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to say. And that's why this whole system has to be radically changed quickly and must be changed so that Americans can start finding efficient, legal, proper pain management. The whole system now is so bad and so out of whack. We are losing our best, our youngest. We're losing people from literally every socio and economic background, from young to old, from black to white to brown to purple with blue polka dots. It does not matter. Everybody's getting it. Everybody's dying. We have to change this system. It must stop discriminating against us just because we're in pain. Now, I know that the whole country, or not the whole country, but the DEA and the government has led the people in this country to believe that opioids are an enemy, and thus pain management equals opioids, and thus anybody seeking pain management is an addict and should not be treated as whatever. It's such crap. Pain management and opioids do not go hand in hand. They're not always together, but they often are. For people like me, there is no other option. Surgery is far too dangerous, the odds far too bad, and I'm just not going to do it. Shots and things into the side of my face, no, that doesn't work. You can't do that in that sort of the anatomy. So what is left for me and many, many Americans like me? The traditional form of pain management that we as human beings have used, including our first three presidents while they were president, George Washington, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson, all of which used opium to treat their pain. And then on top of that, you had Thomas Jefferson growing opium on Monticello, growing poppies and producing opium for the medical market and for his sick, dying wife, Martha. Now, we have been using these medications to treat people's pains for thousands of years. There have been issues with it, of course, but most of those issues are created by governments, aka the British Opium Wars. I mean, everything is created by, problems are created by government. The vast majority of individuals in pain management use whatever type of pain management they are given properly and do so for the whole time that they are in it. There is a very small percentage that we have upended our whole field for. Now, I went to go look for data on this, and just like with young people, there is almost none. I mean, why is the DEA going to go around doing surveys asking, hey, how many of you feel like you've had to use the black market since you can't get access to these medications or your doctors anymore? They're not going to do that. But the Pain Network did, and one of the questions they asked was, how many of you have had to use the black market? Now, the Pain News Network did an online survey in January of this year, and 5% of those surveyed said that they had used the black market in the last 3 months. Now, if 5% are willing to admit to it, the number is higher than that. Just like in high school when they would give us these tests or exams or surveys, have you smoked weed in the last month? Have you done opiates, whatever, in the last month? Of course, the vast majority of the people that did lied about it and said no. So the data that came out from those surveys was vastly skewed, just like it is here. Now, there were other questions that they asked that I think people were more honest about. Like almost 50% said they either could not find a doctor to treat their pain, or the doctor that had been treating them abandon them at some point. I believe that. I believe it's even higher than that. And then it says that at least 30% have considered unaliving themselves at some point. And again, I believe that it's higher than that. Self-harm ideation and untreated or undertreated chronic pain almost go hand in hand. Not with everybody. I do not believe in, absolutes most of the time. There you go. But when it comes to this, I had ideation about self-harm far more often than I'd like to admit when I was going through all these things. So anyways, the black market cannot be used safely. There are things you can do to try and limit your exposure, limit the damage. You can practice self-harm steps, but all of it that we even have to consider this or talk about this is criminal. And like I said on Reddit, the only way you can be sure is to get your medications from a pharmacist. And for that to happen, these people need to be being allowed to find proper management of their pain in the first place. And to do that, we are going to have to back off these regulations, get the DEA out of practicing medicine, and assert the human right to pain management. Pain management is not some privilege to be doled out by doctors on their discretion or whim. It is a human right. It is my and your right to find and try and deal with our pain issues. And the fact that we are being stopped from doing so, and our doctors are being limited and threatened, blackmailed, and held at length by DEA badges, people that really shouldn't even be put in charge of a daycare center. They're running our whole medical institutions for a whole subset of people that need health care in this country. And many of them are not getting it, and it is leading to far too much death. So please join with us at Chronic Pain Warriors United. We are going to push these issues straight into the public eye, and we're going to say to our fellow Americans, hey, this is wrong. This has been happening for far too long. Far too many of our compatriots are dead because of it, and it has to change. And I truly believe that when Americans see an injustice like this, they know it, but they are being lied to about it. They are being deceived. And we are going to open their eyes and show them the true cost to both the country and the individuals in blood and treasure to untreated and undertreated pain. So everybody who's had any issues with this, people who've had to go on the black markets yourself, those of you who've had problems like me, please get down in the comments and share your stories with us. We want to hear how y'all have been dealing with this, what you've been going through. Your stories, just like you, are so important. If you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. As this channel grows and our numbers swell, your power, your voice is what is going to demand recognition and change. I am just one person on the end of the camera. The thousands of you who lend your voices together with mine are what will make the difference. That is what will bring about change. Without you, Chronic Pain Warriors United is nothing. This is a movement and an appeal to advocacy from you, the people, to those in political, medical, and social power that have let this situation get so bad. So get up there and hit that subscribe button. Join us. Get down there in the comments. Let us know. Hit that like button. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Be safe. And we'll see y'all real soon. Cheers.